Hello, guys. I want to talk about that. If you have kids, you have to let your kids fail in life, right? For them to learn from their mistakes, right? Failure is a lesson. It's a lesson in disguise. You learn from your lessons, and if you learn from your lesson, you won't repeat the same mistake that you do. This is why I keep telling kids or parents, right? I mean, I'm not one to tell how to parents because I'm not parents myself, but this is what I see that parents are really lacking. That they're really protective of their kids. I mean, I'm not. I can't. You can't blame them. Right? You can't blame them for to be super protective of their kid, especially 2023, right? But this is what I'm talking about kids, right? But when they get older, right, you can't baby them anymore, right? You have to let them go and fail in life, right? Meaning they have to go out there and fail. If they don't fail, they don't know how life really is, right? Not only that, it's also come back to when they're a kid too. Sometimes you can't give kids all the participants trophy, right? If you just keep giving participant trophy, right, they can develop this entitlement in them that they deserve this without even earning it, right? That's what entitlement is. They think they deserve it without even work for it, right? This is why you let kids fail, right? Don't give them no participant trophy. When you don't give them no participant trophy and they want something, you gotta tell your kid you gotta work harder so you can be the first, the best one, right? This is why society is jacked up right now because of all these participation participant trophy that they've been given out in previous generations. This is why kids are so entitled these days. People are so entitled. They get a participation trophy, everything that they're doing, right? No, it doesn't work like that. You can't be just giving out kids. You're spoiling your kids. Basically, you're spoiling your kid, basically, right? Daddy, I want this. Okay, here. Daddy, want that. Okay, here. I understand, guys. Guys, especially guys, right? I know, guys. When you have daughters, right? You want to be a daddy's. You want because you're a daddy's girl, right? Right. I have my brother. My brother have a daughter right now, and I don't know. For what I'm seeing right now, she's at the point of being spoiled big time, and I'm not in a position to tell her how to raise this kid, but you start picking up sign that this is not good for the kid, right? Because you're being played that that in order for your kid to love you, you have to get this stuff. Those are not a good way to raise kids because she's gonna use you as a wallet. She's not gonna look to you as a father figure, right? She's not gonna respect you. She's gonna just come up to you, Daddy, can I have this? Daddy, can I have this? Daddy, can I have this? No, you have to teach your kid how to respect you. You're not their friend, right? You're not their friend. You're their parents, right? Sometimes you have to discipline your kid. I'm not talking about to beating them severely or verbally, psychologically damaging them, right? Sometimes you have to stand the line. Tell them no sometimes. Tell them no, we don't have this and we don't have that. Be stern with your attitude. Restrict some stuff that they don't deserve, right? If you don't work for it, restrict it. There's no TV time. Don't give them a cell phone. Don't do all this stuff. Don't give them an iPad. No cable TV. Learn how to read a book. Right? You gotta be hard with your kid. You gotta be a strict parent, right? If you're not strict with your kids, right, they're gonna grow up to be undeserving, ingraceful people in society right now that don't know how to handle their feelings, right? And this is how fathers teach your kids how to love, right? They're gonna understand later on in life. They're gonna appreciate that because you're not spoiling your kids. But you gotta let your kid fail sometime, right? When they fail in life, that they learn from it. They have to learn, or else they can't survive, right? And stop babying your kid. Push your kid out. Look at mother bird, right? Birds, right? In order for them to learn how to fly, the parent bird just kicked the birds out the nest, force them to learn how to fly. Right? They just force them, and then they fail. They do it again. Fail, do it again. Eventually, they're gonna pick up their momentum and learn how to fly. Like kids learning how to walk. You know, they get up, they fail. They get up, they fail. They get up, they fail. Right? They fail. I mean, right? They get up, they fail, and eventually they're gonna work enough strength to work that muscle, and so they are able to stand up on their own 2 feet. Right? And that's proof success. You gotta let your kid fail in life. If you don't, they will never learn the value of hard work. Like a business, sometimes it take you. Sometimes you have to fail in business, right? Yeah. Sometimes you have to have a failing business in order for you to learn from that failure mistake to run a successful business. And that's basically the main theme of life. It's all about failures, failing in life. When you fail in life, you learn from the mistake so you do better. At first, you don't succeed, you try again, try again. You don't quit. Never quit, never give up. So, so you just can't baby your kids if you have kids. I mean, some parent out there aren't parent material. Sometimes they're not fit to be parents, right? And unfortunately, there's a lot of people like that raising kids these days that don't know how to raise kids. This is why we have all these people, these kids in Chicago without any father figures, without any role models, doing all these heinous things to people, committing crimes. Right? You think they have a structured household? No. If they have a structured household, those kids will not be out in the street that late in the evening. It comes down to parents. All right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of parents out there who's afraid to let their kids fail in life. Right? You just can't lower the standards of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Right? But unfortunately, this is 2023, and people are really lacking in that skills. We have a lot of people out there that I don't think, in my opinion, don't even deserve to have kids, man. I mean, if they're gonna teach your kids how to do this, why even have kids, man? You're getting raised. You're basically raising savages to destroy people's property, people's livelihood, people's insanity, destroying society. If you're gonna do that, why even have kids in the first place? All right. So this is why I tell people, like, before you have kids, make sure you're married, do all this stuff. I don't. I mean, I'm not for marriage at all. But if you decide to have kids, at least try to have the structures, have a foundations, find a wife that respect you, right? Know all these things about relationship, how it works, right? But it's gonna lead to more of my videos at how how infatuation could really blind people, right? But yeah, I want to make this message known that sometimes parents, you gotta let your kids fail in life. If they don't fail, they won't learn anything. If they don't learn anything, they're just a menace to society. Right? They're just part of the problem. So they need to feel like this is why they have to. This is why accountability have to be implemented. People have to have accountability for their actions. This is why they have to go to jail. If you keep releasing criminals are gonna learn from their mistake. I'm gonna say effing mistake, but they're not gonna learn from their mistakes. All right. There have to be accountability and consequences if you do something destructive to other people. Right? And that, unfortunately, is what all these leftist cities doing. They don't want to put accountability on criminals. They want to make the criminals the victim and the victim the criminals. It's an inversion of reality right now. Right? It's really and we're to parent adults for some reason. We want the kids to have more power than the adults, the parents. And the parents is really willingly relinquish that power and give it to the kids. Oh, mommy and daddy, I want to do this to myself. And then most of these liberal parents just do it willy nilly. Right? These liberal parenting, they're great parents. They're not really great parents at all. Right? They're the contributor to the destruction we're seeing out there. Right? They're the people that can't even raise these kids right now. Right? These liberal parents that's allowing their kids to go run wild, run amok, right? You need to discipline your kids, right? Discipline your kids. I'm not talking about severely beating them. I'm not talking about doing all that, but I'm not talking about verbally abusing them. But just discipline your kid, basically, because I don't want to see this thing going any further. All this havoc, right? Probably some spanking. I was spanked when I was growing up. Alright? I don't see anything wrong with spanking. I really don't. Sometimes the kids need a few spanking. But I'm not talking about severely beating up to a pulp. I mean, that's when you draw the line. But spanking, I think that's a suitable thing. All right. I don't think it's child abuse. I came out. I was spanked when I was growing up, and I don't have developed all these psychological problems. You know, it put me in order. It put me in the right place. I'm grateful for that. You know, but I don't know. Man. These kids these days, they're just really afraid to fail. That's why we have all these kids that's afraid to launch, failure to launch. Move out of the basement. Stop playing video games. Not finding a job, right? Not go out there and seek out potentials. Not starting a business because they're afraid to fail in life. In life, you're not supposed to be afraid at all. You have to do it. Who cares what people think of you? Who cares how they perceive you? Who cares what they think of you? Who cares? Those are meaningless things. You should not be even thinking about this stuff at all in your head. Those are distractions. It's only going to hinder you from making the right judgment in your life. It's only going to slow you down. It's only gonna prevent you from achieving greatness in life if you keep thinking of how people perceive you, right? But you know, but that's what I gotta say, man. You gotta stop letting the kids abuse you or take advantage of you, and start letting them fail in life, and stop giving them a get out of jail free card. Sometimes if they get arrested, put them in jail, let them in jail. But on that note, guys, if I'm missing something, please leave a comment below so we can all learn from better. On that note, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. You guys have a good day. Peace.